Hi, welcome to Nanyang Education's Primary School Problem Sum series, where we go through upper primary problem sum techniques. In this video, we'll be covering part 3 of our series, Constant Difference. This is our first video, Fractions, and we'll go through the basic techniques for this topic. Under our problem sum technique playbook, we have 10 different techniques to go through, and this is just our third topic. So don't forget to follow us for more updates on the next few videos. So for this video, the lesson plan will be as such. First, we cover a basic question with a step-by-step guide. Next, we have another basic question for you to attempt on your own. And lastly, to really test your understanding, we have an intermediate question for you to try on your own. Without further ado, let's jump right in. So let's look at our first question. Esther is now 1/4 the age of her mother. 9 years later, Esther will be 2/5 the age of her mother. How old is Esther now? So our first step will be to draw a before change after table, with their differences being constant. So let's write down Esther is to her mother and our difference. Before that, the ratio is 1:4. Our difference will be 3 parts. Next, let's write down the change. 9 years has passed, so both of them plus 9 years. And after that, our ratio is 2:5. Our difference will still be the same, 3 parts. As such, we don't really need to change the before or after row. But in subsequent more difficult questions, the difference in terms of parts might be different, so we need to balance it out and equate them together. So our step 2 is to compare this difference and make sure they are equal. But it's already equal, so let's just make sure we write down the units for each of the variables. Now with this table, we can continue on to our step 3, which is to find 1 unit. Let's look at Esther's change. 2 unit minus 1 unit equals to 9, which is 1 unit. As such, we can solve for Esther's age now, which is 1 unit, and as we find out before, that is equals to 9. So Esther is 9 years old. Now let's do a recap. Our first step is to draw a before change after model, with their difference being constant. Next, we compare their differences and make sure they are equal on the before and after rows. Step 3, we find out what 1 unit is, and we can finally solve the question easily. Now that we have learned how to do the questions, let's attempt another one. When Sharon was born, her father was 32 years old. How old was Sharon when she was 1/5 her father's age? Feel free to pause the video and attempt the question. You can resume once you're ready. Alright, so let's write down the ratio of Sharon and her father first. Before, the ratio will be 0:1. And after the change, we don't know how many years has passed. Sharon's age is to her father's age will be 1:5. Now let's look at the difference. On the before row, it will be 1 part, and after will be 4 parts. We need to make sure the difference in before row and after row are the same, so we multiply the before row by 4 times. That will give us our new before row of 0:4 units, and the difference 4 units. Change is still unknown, and after, our ratio will be 1 unit is to 5 units, and difference still 4 units. Now let's look at the information that is given. Sharon's father is 32 years old at first, so that's 4 unit equals to 32. As such, we can find out what 1 unit is. We get 32 divided by 4, we get 8. So that was how old Sharon was when she was 1/5 of her father's age. That's our answer. Sharon was 8 years old. Now let's try an intermediate difficulty question. Glenn had $56 while his brother had $125. After they bought the same stationeries, Glenn had 2/5 as much money as his brother. How much money did Glenn spend? Feel free to pause the video and attempt the question. You can resume once you are ready. Alright, so our first step will be to see how much Glenn's brother had more than him. So we take $125 minus $56 to get $69. Then we write down Glenn and his brother's ratio. Before it will be $56 to $125. The change is we don't know how much money they spent yet. And after that, Glenn had 2 units and his brother had 5 units. Now let's look at the difference. As found out before, the difference at first will be $69 and after will be 3 units. So we can equate this together. 3 units equals to $69. As such, we can find out what 1 unit is by taking $69 divided by 3 equals $23. So let's look at how much money Glenn had after he bought the stationaries. 2 units equals to $23 times 2, $46. With that, we can easily find out our change for Glenn, which is $56 minus $46 equals $10. So that's our answer. Glenn spent $10. Did you get it? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Bye!